The Russian military has achieved another major victory in eastern Ukraine, capturing the fortress stronghold of Chasiv Yar. This breakthrough has pierced Ukraine's defense system, laying a solid foundation for the next phase of the offensive in eastern Ukraine. Given the current situation, it is only a matter of time before Ukraine loses control over the entire surrounding areas of eastern Ukraine. In directions such as Sumy and Kharkiv, the Russian military has also successfully opened up buffer zones through offensive operations, achieving a split of Ukrainian troops and ensuring the security of Russian territory. At this point, the United States and Western countries are unwilling to accept defeat and continue to provide military support to Ukraine. However, Russia has begun to target the weapons and equipment aided by the US and the West, focusing its strikes on these aid supplies. As soon as American missiles arrive in Ukraine, Russian missile attacks follow immediately, chasing closely after the US missiles and leaving no room for respite. Maximizing the destruction of Western aid weapons within military bases has become a basic principle of Russia. According to Britain's Sky News, as soon as the Patriot missiles aided by the US and the West arrived at Kyiv's Zelyny Air Base, Russian missile attacks began. It is reported that in the early morning of July 31st local time, Russia launched a combined attack with missiles and drones on the Ukrainian military's Zelyny Air Base in Kyiv. Reports indicate that within 1 minute, 13 Russian Iskander-K cruise missiles successively hit the base, with an intensity of attack unprecedented in history. At the same time, Russia also launched Garand-3 drones for the attack. Russia's deployment of such a large number of missiles to attack a single Ukrainian airbase can be described as a costly effort, aiming to destroy the US Patriot missiles within the base. According to the Russian side, the Patriot air defense missiles just delivered by the United States, Germany, and other NATO countries have been destroyed. It is reported that after the United States announced the provision of Patriot air defense systems to Ukraine, Russia responded quickly. Russian intelligence agencies, through various means, closely monitored the deployment of Patriot missiles in Ukraine, with a clear grasp of everything from transportation routes to the final parking bases. It is learned that Russia used multiple methods such as satellite reconnaissance, drone surveillance, and infiltration by intelligence personnel to determine the precise location of the Patriot missiles. It is evident that the Russian military has further enhanced its battlefield control capabilities while maintaining control of the battlefield situation. The channels for US and Western weapons and equipment assistance have become difficult to keep secret. Russian satellites can monitor military dynamics in Ukraine in real time, drones can conduct detailed reconnaissance of targets at low altitudes, and intelligence personnel obtain key information within Ukraine. After this information is summarized in Russia's command center and processed through analysis, it provides precise target data for missile strikes. The Ukrainian side also confirmed that a Ukrainian officer helped the Russian military destroy an F-16 fighter jet, which indicates that Russia's intelligence infiltration capabilities are increasing. All 13 missiles hit the Ukrainian military base, causing huge losses to Ukraine. Some of the Patriot missiles provided by the United States were destroyed, and other weapons and equipment in the base were also severely damaged. In the early morning of July 31st, the Russian military launched the latest Garand-3 long-range explosive drones, which can reach a speed of 400 to 500 kilometers per hour, more than double the speed of the Garand-2 drones, and are more accurate in strikes. This shows that after more than 3 years of conflict, Russia has continuously learned war technologies in the war, and its precision strike capabilities have been comprehensively improved. Russia's drones now have missile-like quality, making interception increasingly difficult. The precise strikes by Russian weapons and equipment have made the situation of the Ukrainian army on the battlefield increasingly difficult. The United States and NATO have begun to realize that if the war continues, Ukraine will suffer a more severe defeat. Ukraine's infrastructure has been severely damaged, its economy is on the verge of collapse, and people's lives are hard. If the war continues, Ukraine may face the danger of national disintegration. The large-scale anti-Zelensky protests that broke out in Ukraine indicate many problems. The Russian military has shifted the focus of its strikes to key nodes and transportation routes of NATO in the original Ukraine. Moreover, compared with the early stage of the war, the strike accuracy of Russian weapons has doubled. Despite the comprehensive sanctions imposed by Western countries on Russia, Russia has still managed to learn from the war, rapidly enhancing the strike capabilities of various missiles as well as the attack capabilities and precision of various drones. the time taken by the Russian military's drone swarms to penetrate defenses has been shortened to 22 minutes, which is 8 minutes faster than the response speed of existing air defense systems. This has significantly increased the probability of NATO missiles being destroyed. The United States and NATO have realized that they must stop the war. This is their helpless choice in the face of Russia's strong military pressure. Only by stopping the war can they minimize losses, and only by stopping the war can they avoid the West being drawn into a meaningless war of attrition.